Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of the Ferry Car van series. In this episode we're going to look at drawing the body of the van and getting the profiles correct for it. I'm going to initially start by drawing a sketch on the side profile here. As I said, we're only going to be doing basically a quarter of the van, but we'll draw the whole thing to start with and then we can mirror it across so everything's identical as we go. So I'm going to start with just drawing a line. It's going to go from both sides across. Okay, and then we can check the dimensions there with the width. Okay, so it's got it as 8'4" over the lower step boards, 8'5" over the upper step boards. These are down here. Those step boards are actually wider than the wagon, so we can't really use that to gauge the width correctly. Okay, so we've got this bottom line drawn. We can measure it. Let's go for 17.45. So in fact, if we go 17.5, it's a nice easy width to split in half. We can draw a line from that midpoint to the top of the wagon. Now we know that we're going to be working on half of the wagon here. Okay, and next I'm going to draw a line side up to where it starts to curve. So I'm going to turn off that plan there so we can see the line here. About that position, and I'm going to swap to spline points. I'm just going to draw some spline points following the roof profile there and click on OK at the end. You can see how that's curved everything. And if I just select all the profiles, holding shift down while I do it, and we'll lock those into place. Okay, so we've got the side profile initially. We're going to extrude that. Turn the side plan back on. I'm just going to extrude it all the way to the end of the van here. Okay, that's pretty much where we want it. Click on OK to create a new body. Okay, and the next thing we'll do is I'm going to put a mid plane in here. I'm going to select the two side profiles, click on OK, and then I'm going to split the body using that mid plane. Click on OK, and you'll see here we've got two bodies. I'm actually just going to remove body 3, so we're only working on this 1/4 as I say. Okay, so now we've got the initial body drawn. I think what I'm going to look to work on is the side profile and get this end all detailed up, so that when we copy and mirror it over, everything's going to be symmetrical on it. So if we look at photos, we've got mainly just a lot of strapping and stuff to support the ends here. So if we start to work our way through this and sort of add things as we go. So I think the first thing I'm going to draw is probably going to be this line that comes round over the top. I think it goes all the way down to the bottom, so we'll draw that in first of all. Okay, so again, drawing on the end profile here. It pretty much follows the outside, so what we can do, if we turn chain selection off, we do an offset. I'm going to offset the roof and the side. I'm just going to drag that to a minus number. Let's see if we can get them to line up. So that minus 0.3 I think we'll go with. Yeah, it's going 0.3. And then we'll click on OK, and then we'll offset those again. So we can't offset an offset, so we'll select the outside again. We'll go minus, and we'll go to 0. We have 0.3, so if we go 0.5, that'll create the illusion of a gap there that goes all the way around. Not sure why that one's gone undefined, but we'll lock it in place. Everything should be the same with those. If we select, what we might have to do is draw a little line from there forward to the end, and the same there, and snap it onto the end there, and then we'll just draw a line down to complete that. We're going to have a similar issue at the bottom end here. That might be fine. If we just draw across there, that should be fine. And we've got our profile that we can select in the middle there. And then we're going to do an extrusion. We want to cut into the body, so we're going to go minus 0.2. And then that'll give us, as I say, that channel that goes around there. Yes, the next thing we're going to do is the strap goes across from the hinge here. I'm not going to draw the hinge initially, I'm just going to draw the strapping. So again, we'll create a sketch on the side profile, just going to be using a rectangle, snap to the side, drag it across. I'm going to actually go all the way across, select the right height, and I'm going to constrain that to the side profile there. Define the height of it, so 0.5, it looks good. We'll define the height from the top of the wagon, 4.78. And that's all constrained, and we just select those two profiles. And this one I'm just going to drag out slightly towards us. Maybe 0.25, something like that. Good. And then I'm going to pattern that feature, sorry, that's the face, pattern the feature, and I'm going to come down, and it's got two of them. It's weird how some of the drawing seems to be at an angle. I'm going to go first, place 7.75, I think it sits a bit more there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to draw are these two diagonals that come down here. Again, creating a sketch on this inside profile. I'm going to use the line tool this time. I'm going to select, constrain it to the edges of these two straps that we've just done. I'm going to offset. I don't want to offset that. Let's undo that. Let's just draw another line, it'll be easier. And you can see how they snap parallel with these two double blue lines that are coming down. That's it. Okay, extrude that. So it looks like it comes to the same as this bracing, so I'll just extrude it to the top of there. And we'll get it to join, and then do the same on the next bracing. This one we can see is not parallel to this one, so that's, again, that's fine. We just draw like that. Okay, now actually, let's go back. Let's have a look at this sketch. Let's look at the distance between them. 0.5. Distance from the edge. 3.12. And what's an angle in there? So that's defined. Come back and we'll just edit the sketch for this one. Do the same. Define the distance between them. 0.5. Distance from that one. We'll do 4.2. Just budge it over ever so slightly. And we can define the angle. I'm not changing these angles, I'm just letting it go whatever looks like to the drawing. And we can extrude again that to that profile, get it all to join up. So the next I'm going to draw these two hinges that are on here. They look pretty simple to draw on. So again, using Fusion, you can see they're actually drawn the sketch as well, so that's going to be reasonably simple for us. So just selecting a sketch on that profile. I'm just going to draw them as two little rectangles, say 0.5 long, 0.4 tall. And that's constrained to the inside there. I'm just going to draw one that's going to match it. 0.4, and that one 0.45 width. Let's constrain that to that, and horizontally and vertically with that one there. So 2 points there. I'm going to extrude these. So zoom in, let's get the profile selected, and drag it forward. So I want to actually, so this is 0.25. I want to actually sit slightly higher, so I'm going to actually go 0.35 millimeters, just so they look like they're a separate part. Happy with that, and I'm going to pattern these features. So that one there, and direction vertically. I'm going to need 2 of them, and we're going to come up. And we're going to go either side of these, which I think we said was 7.75, so minus 7.75 there. Cool. Okay, so if we just draw this panel next, can we just, it's going to come up for where this strapping starts. It's going to be above the hinge and then across. Create a sketch on there. Use the line and want it to be vertically constrained to that. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So go diagonally to the midpoint of that, and then just all the way across to the side there. Let's vertically constrain that point and that point and that point. As I said, it was already in the midpoint. So just define that there, define that. That's what you added the dimension in. Okay, that angle there. There we go. So now I've got this profile here. We can extrude this. It's only going to have the time, so I'm going to go 0.1 just to give that like a plate look there. Good. Okay, so now we'll draw vertical lines for the doorway seams. So, okay, again, creating a sketch. Let's go from that top surface. I'm going to line, snap it into the edge of the door frame that we've got there, and we're going to bring that down. And it goes to that point there. I'm going to define the height of that. That too. No, I'm not going to delete that. I'm going to define the width first of all. I'm actually going to move it to the left slightly, so I'm going to go 3.65. Actually, a bit more than that. 3.8. What I'm trying to do is get it sort of reasonably in the middle of this hinge. I'm going to just drag that down a little bit there. Do the same here, going to get snap into the top. Do it vertically constrained to that one, parallel. And we'll define the distance between them as 0.2. Oops, that's got an angle, let's undo that. What's the height defined? Does it? No, it doesn't. What it wants is the height from that point to there defining. So that can't move. Or we do 0.2 there. That's it, because then it will slide across this top rail without coming at an angle on this one. Okay, I'm just going to drag this back slightly, so 3.78, and that looks a little bit more centered there. Then define the height. Okay. As you can see, if we try to select that profile, it doesn't go all the way down, so we'll have to draw a line between those two. See if that profile is selectable now. Yes, it is. Make sure it's got it all the way down. Yep, good. Extrude from that point, cutting back into the model by minus 0.3, so it cuts into this bottom half a little bit more than the top. Excellent. That's that one done. Okay, so I'm going to draw the rivets on the hinges now. So again, create a sketch on the top surface here. And the first one is pretty much in line with the top of where this bracing is. So again, I'm going to use my normal rivet design. I'm going to use the midpoint there, 0.3 diameter. Distance from the edge, 0.18. Extrude up by 0.15, and then round off the top surface by 0.15. Gives that rivet sort of shape that we've got here. Okay, so looking across, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rivets. So pattern that feature horizontally, 9 of them, and we'll bring them across. See this one here, so I'm looking for that rivet there is to be in line pretty much where we've got it. Next one across is in line with slightly to the left of the bracing. Again, they're going to be so small, I'm not going to notice those. Probably a little bit uneven spaced on the real thing. Okay, so we've got those. Oh, why did they not draw? Let's have a look. Okay, let's try again. Select feature, direction, 9. Across 7 more, okay. Okay, stop review. Because I need to select that picture as well. I hope. 7 millimeters. There we go. Should work this time. There we go. And then we'll pattern that pattern and those two features. Direction down. I'm going to need 2 of these, and that's going to be 7.75 millimeters. I should put them all attached there. Good. I'm going to draw these 6 rivets on the top here. They're just slightly offset to the outside of this vertical line here. There isn't a lot of room here, and they might end up having to be slightly smaller rivets, but we'll see how we go. So let's go about this sort of height here, 0.3 in diameter. Dimension on that edge, 0.25. Dimension on that corner point, 0.55. Extrude it outwards, 0.5, and fill it off the top. Okay, pattern, feature, direction, horizontally, 2 off. Split apart, 0.5. Again. those features to 5, and then so we can do edit the feature there. Vertically 4 of them, like that. I want the suppress ticked so that I can turn off that one and that one. There we go. So on that, probably needs a bit more gap between them. There isn't really much room. Maybe bring these down to 0.3. Edit that up vertically a little bit more space in there. That looks better, I think. I think I'm going to end this episode at this point here. We've done just over 20 minutes, I think, and then we'll come back on the next episode and continue on drawing the details for the ferry car. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please press the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.